Hey, there we go.
Fantastic. All right. So some of you know who I am. For those that don't know me, my name's Tim Marco. I'm director of the Southern Regional Center for Children and Youth with Special Healthcare Needs. We cover 14 counties in Southern and Southwest Wisconsin, and I've been doing this for a while. This is one of my most favorite people in the world, actually.
And your only son.
Yes, and my favorite son.
Favorite and only
son, Hunter.
Hi.
So that's who I am. Do you want to tell a little bit about yourself before we start into our discussion?
I'm here to represent the young adults for transition on pretty much anything that comes to it, from healthcare to school to workforce to understanding what your parents are talking about.
And so what gives you the right to speak for people in transition?
Other than the fact that you let me.
I do let you. But what sort of background do you have?
Autism, heavily worked with you.
True.
Anxiety,
True.
depression.
Yeah.
Nobody else is willing to work with you.
Not true. There are coworkers aren't this.
No, my age.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll give you that.
Patch doesn't want to pay you.
Yeah, Patch doesn't pay me. No.
The federal government had nothing better to
do. You. Okay. Enough. And how old are you?
23 going on 24 come December.
All right. So 23 going on 24. So I guess the first question that I have for you is,
yes,
think back to when you were in high school.
Okay.
So
what grade?
All four.
Okay.
Can you do that?
I'll do my best.
Okay. So
freshman is very fuzzy for me.
Yeah, mine too. So let's say, remember back when you were in high school.
Okay.
What sort of stuff were you thinking about doing after high school? What was your main point of high school? What did you think was going to happen after high school?
Secondary education or workforce.
Okay, so you saw those two options.
Yes.
Did you concentrate on either one of those inside high school? No. So what was your main focus in high school?
Get through high school with at least a B- overall.
So what sort of things affected you in school? Because he is absolutely right. So we made a conscious decision in high school. And what kind of school did you go to?
Online through the Wisconsin Virtual Academy, through the McFarland School District, which has now changed its name to K-12.
And so we made it. Did we give you a choice to go to brick and mortar or online? Okay.
Yes,
so
brick and mortar.
You had the choice.
I had the choice to go to brick and mortar, but I chose not to because Stoughton Schooling District was going through a problematic year.
They had a few issues. So
they were trying to merge the middle school and high school together again.
So they kept trying different things. So you chose online school. Why? What did you think would help you out with online school?
The fact that I can go to it in my pajamas.
That's very important.
Easier schedule. Okay. Not so many people bumping into me. Mm-hmm. Very low social standards.
That's true.
Good teachers.
Yes, they were.
Mom.
Yep. And you had, for a lot of that time, your mom was home.
Yep.
To help.
Thank you, McDonald's. You didn't pay her well, but thank you for pretty good scheduling.
Yep. She was able to go to work early and then get home to sort of keep you focused.
As focused as I could be.
Absolutely. But the main focus, like you said, in high school, the main thing that we wanted was to get you through high school. Is we had this picture of the need for a high school diploma.
Got it.
Now, what you did.
Yep.
And looking back on it, was there a need for we might have been able to extend out that high school experience a little bit more to do some other stuff.
It could have been a lot better.
It could have been better, but you focused on getting that high school diploma. We focused on you getting that high school diploma. So we worked together to get that accomplished.
Yep, an accomplishment we did. I just need to remember where I put the date thing.
That's okay. There has to be an electronic record somewhere. Okay, we'll find it later.
Yeah.
Good point. So what did you like about online high school?
Outside of everything I already previously
You're
named.
right. You named a lot of stuff. So what didn't you like? Why didn't you go to brick and mortar? Was there any particular reasons?
Outside of not pulling my sister back with my very bad social skills.
So, right, your sister's only a year behind you, and you are very aware of the fact that she may have to watch over, take care, and you didn't want to be any part of that because she was rather social.
She was a butterfly compared to a tortoise.
So do you think you're like a social tortoise?
Yes.
And what does social tortoise look like?
Slow, unmoving, not really into major crowds, wants to just be left alone.
But yet I keep pulling you into doing trainings and video stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just kind of weird that way.
Yep.
So you think of yourself as a social tortoise.
You still do.
And you thought that way through high school. So as a social tortoise, how were you going to, because I mean, you weren't high school's going to stop.
Yep.
So what did you think about how your social tortoiseness, social tortoiseness, we're going to social tortoiseness, how your social tortoiseness was going to work in adulthood?
It's worked pretty well so far.
So far, how would you describe your social, what has happened since high school? Are you maintaining your social tortoiseness? Have you done anything to increase your interaction with people? What's helped? What's church? Okay, so there's church. So that's one way that you socialize.
Yep. It's my major way to socialize.
Major way to socialize. How else do you socialize?
Gemini games on Thursday nights, which
and what's Gemini games?
Local gaming store that opened back in 2019.
Okay, and what do you do at Gemini Games?
Beyond talking to the store owner,
which, by the way, is sociable, which is being social, not a social tortoise.
Yep,
you're out there talking to people.
Yep.
Okay.
Play Dungeons and Dragons. Talk about other games before Dungeons and Dragons and after a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. Drink Sprecher with everyone there because it's one of the few good drinks they have there outside of a few other ones.
I like me a Sprecher.
Yeah, Sprecher is delicious. That's it. Just church and Gemini.
Okay, so at this point it's church and Gemini.
Yep.
You also do some online gaming.
Mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you socialize with people in online gaming too, right?
Yeah.
Do you count that as socialization?
Yes, not in person, but yes.
Okay, so would you describe yourself as sort of this social tortoise who is now like sticking your head out of the shell a little bit?
Yes, I am now a Galapagos tortoise.
Thank you. I will not remember that, so I will not call you a Galapagos tortoise.
Galapagos.
Thank you, Galapagos. So you're socializing though.
Yep.
And I've noticed when we've been around friends, so back in high school, when we would have friends over for fire or patio or dinner night or whatever, you would sort of be there and then you just sort of fade away.
Yep.
And now you have a little bit more staying power.
Yeah.
You're around, you're contributing to conversations.
I stay around enough to grab a bowl of chips and then disappear.
Oh yeah, you do still get fed, but what?
Can you
think of any? So do I. Can you think of anything that changed that made you stop disappearing right away and started to hang out more with people?
The fact that I knew more people, yes.
So it took the same people coming over really helped.
Yeah.
So that exposure to the same people.
Yeah.
That really helped your social anxiety.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Other than good food? No.
So as long as we feed you, you'll show up.
Yes.
Sounds like me.
Yes, but you socialize a lot better than me.
I tend to be on the social end a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than most people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Compared to me, you are definitely more sociable.
And that's okay.
Yes.
But I remember right after high school, well, not right after high school. So right after high school, you looked at those decisions. You said higher education or workforce. What did you choose?
Workforce.
And do you remember why you chose that instead of going right into secondary education?
Because I didn't
post-secondary education?
Because I didn't think I could do it, and I didn't have money, and I wanted to do something outside of school.
So you're pretty done with school.
I am still done with school.
Yeah, it was a harsh last year. It was not an easy senior year.
Pre-calculus and trigonometry wrapped in one math class.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah, so it was not a fun year.
No. Good teacher, though.
So we talked about it and said, absolutely go into the workforce.
Yep.
You don't need to. We haven't had you on a normal path yet. So
nothing I've done in life is normal.
I know. I mean, I look back on it, dude, and you have been in a private school.
Yep.
You've been in a public school.
Yep.
You've been homeschooled.
Yep.
You've done online schooling.
And I did a little bit of MATC post-secondary college.
So you did do some post-secondary.
Yes, but after workforce.
Okay, so you worked for a little while and you went to
about 2.5 years.
So what made you change? What made you want to go back to school?
I just felt like it might have been a good time to.
Okay.
And it was not a good time to because I joined right on the onset of COVID. That's my luck, everybody.
So what was going on when you were going to MATC? How was that feeling to you? Because you just said you were done with school. You just said you're still done with school.
Yep.
And that you want nothing more to do with school, but yet you paid money to go to school.
Yep.
So what was that like?
Good. The teachers were nice. My fellow students were good at helping me, and I helped them a little bit because I still understood some of the math stuff my general math teacher was talking about. Long division is the only thing that I really took out of trigonometry and pre-calculus.
Yeah, well, can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I'm now very, very old.
Yes.
Over my decades of life.
Yes.
I have constantly
get on with it, you 50-plus-year-old.
Thank you. I've constantly used addition and subtraction.
Yep.
I've constantly used multiplication.
Pretty good at that.
And division.
Yeah.
I have yet to pull out any of my pre-calculus or trigonometry.
Yep. The only thing I can pull out of that is long division and Pythagoras' theorem. Those are the only two things I can pull out.
So what you have is the foundation of being able to interact with the everyday world. That is your level of math that you need, and that's the level of math that you have.
Yep. And cool. I'm glad for it.
So am I.
Yep.
So what else was going on at MATC?
English lessons, biology lesson, animal biology, which was really fun. And then I took a psychological class, a careers class, and I tried to take a chemistry course. I decided to drop the chemistry course.
Oh, can we tell your story of dropping courses? Can I set that one up and you can come along for the ride?
Sure.
Okay, so this is to give you a little insight into how relationships can work with father and son. We have established what I think was a good relationship and communication, and we've been partners along the way.
Yep.
And so he's done one semester at Madison College. He's starting his second semester. And so back in the story. So in the story, you're in your second semester. And you have, what, about 3 classes that you're taking?
Yep.
All right.
Just
and I would ask you, how's it going? And what would you say?
Good on psychology, good on the career course, not so good on the chemistry.
Is that what you would tell me?
Yep.
Or would you say, it's fine?
It's fine.
Yeah. So the response would be, it's fine.
It wasn't fine.
How's it going? It's fine. So we then sit down to do a videotaping about healthcare transition.
Yep.
And the videographer says, okay, could you guys sit there and pretend to have a conversation? So we sit there and I'm thinking we're going to have a pretend conversation. Do you remember what you told me?
That I was dropping my chemistry class?
Yeah. So there we are in the middle of filming Healthcare Transition, and he decides that this is a very appropriate time to let me know that he's dropping one of his college courses.
And I've been happy ever since because I will never understand chemistry.
So it took a little bit of acting on my part to not have a minor explosion during the taping.
You did still
set
go off like a
of-
stick of dynamite afterwards, though.
Well, afterwards, afterwards, there was a very intense conversation with you and Mom.
Yep.
Because I asked her if she had any idea. She had no idea. So we sat down and we talked about, if you're struggling. So what do you remember what we talked about? If you're struggling,
Ask for help.
ask for help. And what is one of the things that you struggle with?
Asking for help.
Yeah. So how are you supposed to ask for help if you struggle with asking for help? If the thing to help when you're struggling asking for help is asking for help?
I don't know.
I don't either, but we need to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Because you're just in this loop.
Yep. I'm creating my own Mobius strip.
You are. You can't ask, you don't know how to ask for help, but yet you need to ask for help. But to ask for help, you need to ask for help, and you can't.
Yep. I'm in a catch-22 when it comes to asking for help.
So we will work on that. We have been working on it.
We have been working on it. It's just a very, very hard thing to work on.
It is. Asking for help is really difficult.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
hard to
it is.
do because you think that there are all sorts of expectations out there for you. Like, did you feel there were any expectations for after you graduated high school about what you're doing at 23? Do you think there were expectations, or do you have, it's just the dog. Do you have expectations or think there's like expectations on you?
No, and no.
I asked way too many questions, didn't I?
Yes.
I have yet to learn that your autism is a processing thing as well, and I need to ask short, direct questions.
Yes, it's one of the problems I had with the chemistry course.
Good point.
Too many
So-
questions, not enough logic.
Do you feel, well, I'm not even going to put it that way. How do you feel about where you are as a 23-year-old?
Pretty good. Just really need to get back into the workforce. Trying to get back into the workforce.
Okay,
And
why
it's very hard to do right now.
do you want to get back into the workforce?
Money, taxes, getting out of the house.
What, you want to leave?
No, just getting out of the house to work.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not going to go out and find an apartment.
Oh, okay, not after a little while. Maybe.
Give me another 4 years. Hopefully, if I find a job within 2.
Sounds good to me. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to.
I know.
We like having you around.
I know, and I love being around. And plus, you guys need to have someone else help take care of Cammy because I don't think you and Mom can do it.
You help a lot with
Yeah.
Cammy.
Yep, I keep
the dog.
Yeah,
Good
I do my
point.
best.
So back to this whole expectation. So you feel
Yes.
at some point you should have a job
Yep,
because you want to make money,
yep,
because you have taxes to pay,
yep,
you have bills to pay.
yep.
Eventually as an adulthood, you'll have a lot more bills to pay.
Oh, 100%.
And eventually you want to live on your own or with roommates somewhere.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm doubtful anybody would be a roommate with me.
Why is that?
4 bookcases filled with random books and not really understanding nighttime sleep schedules. I have a very horrible sleep schedule.
I don't think you're the only young 20-year-olds that has a weird sleep schedule.
I've stayed up before since 6 a.m.
Again, I really think
and
that
slept
puts you in the
44 and a
middle.
half an hour.
Dude, I don't think that's out of the ordinary. I don't think it's healthy.
I
But
wanted
I
to
don't
make a
think that's
bowl
out
of
of the
ramen
ordinary.
before at 2 a.m. because I was hungry
That
and I didn't have ramen.
that sounds like college, actually. But we won't go back to my days in college because
Thank
I
goodness.
think we had to grow our own ramen back then. I don't think it came in cute little packages.
He has no idea what ramen truly is, people.
I do know what ramen truly is. So
He
you
doesn't.
think there's these expectations, and do you feel pressure to reach them?
No,
No?
No.
Why is that?
because I'm not a diamond.
So and what do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not under pressure at all to become one.
Okay. Why is that important to you?
Because it's the only analogy that I could think of off the top of my head.
Why is not feeling pressure important?
Less stress, not needing to dive into the multitudes of bottles of alcohol, and just not really giving a crap.
Okay, so some of those are fantastic reasons to not feel pressure, especially the stress.
Yep.
No need to add extra stress. This is going to happen, as you've always said, I'll do it on my time frame.
Yep.
And I think that's been really important.
Yep.
The other reasons we can talk about a little bit later.
All right. Sounds good.
Not giving a crap.
Yep.
But the most important one you said first was that stress and you are not good friends.
No.
Is it doesn't affect you very well.
Yep, because the more stress I have, the more friendly I get with the alcohol.
That's true. And then the more your anxiety and depression come up.
The anxiety, yes. Depression, no.
Okay. Okay. So
I have a strange relationship with alcohol.
Then your anxiety comes out more.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So what do you do? So here you are, you've been through high school, you're 23 years old, you understand there's expectations, but you're not feeling this pressure, but yet you still deal with stress.
Yep.
How do you deal with stress? Because I mean, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have autism.
Yep.
So how is it you deal with anxiety?
Well, one of those reasons is barking at the door.
You're going to take care of that?
Yes, I'm going to
Okay.
take care of that.
Well, we're going to take a little short break. Think of questions that you might have for the kid while he lets in the dog. And yes, I also will let in the dog. He just happens to be sitting closer to the patio. So before you think that all I do is make him do all of the work, that's not true. He was closer to the door. So how do you deal with anxiety?
Cammy.
How does Cammie help?
By being herself.
Cool.
And the fact that she's a dog and not a cat.
Much prefer the dog?
Much prefer a dog, but I will tolerate cats.
That's very kind of you. I'm sure the cats are very happy to hear that.
Yes, though I would really love a lizard.
And how are you going to get a lizard?
By getting my own apartment and a job.
There you go. So you have goals and you have these steps to reach these goals.
Yes.
Okay. So again, any questions, feel free to unmute. We'll try to take a look at that. We will check out chat. We just got we're not planning on this being much more of an extended conversation. So we really want to know if you have any questions.
By asking if they have questions.
Yeah, because I
we
want to
haven't
see.
even got to the healthcare transition part.
Okay.
We've been talking about high school and workforce transition right now.
That's because you talk about healthcare transition like every other month with me.
Have these people heard it?
I haven't, but I have a workforce question, Hunter, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
All right. Well, when you were in the workforce, where did you work and how did it go?
Well, I first worked as a busboy at a restaurant here in Stoughton called Halverson's that was up on 51. That lasted about around 2.5 months. In between working that job at night, I was a dietitian's aide at Nazareth Health and Rehabilitation here in Stoughton. I worked there for 6 months before health concerns from the steam dishwasher and everything, because a chemical in there started affecting my lungs. My supervisor simply asked if I wanted to go somewhere else but stay in the building. And turns out there was a place open in housekeeping, and I stayed there for about 2 years. And I really loved my job there. The residents were nice, the CNAs were nice, my supervisor got changed out much like poker chips, and was pretty much a lottery on their personality. But my last supervisor was really good at keeping everybody focused on their job and actually allowed me to do my own thing for the most part. When I was slowly leaving, she got me off of cleaning the rooms for the most part and just asked me to work on laundry stocking up the rooms, and helping her out with anything she required. And that was pretty much my last few days at few weeks actually, and as with leading up to my
That's
change
right.
into MATC.
I forgot how horrible you were at quitting a job. Because you quit
Yes.
and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And they came to you and said, well, we kind of need some fill-in help and maybe weekends. Would you be willing to kind of,
Yep.
work those sort of, and you think, oh, sure. And that went on for a few more months.
Yeah.
So you don't quit very well.
Now, loyalty is both a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
And I still have yet to decide on which one it is.
Good point. So that was your last job?
That was my last job.
Okay.
I'm currently unemployed and working to find one.
How are you doing that?
Through DVR and achievabilities and a friend of a family friend.
Yeah.
Or is it a family member of a friend of a family?
It's just your favorite word, networking.
Networking, which is very key in life at all. Networking.
Mm-hmm.
Skill that I truly do not have, but love.
Which we're working on, and which this friend of a friend.
Yep.
Now I think we can just call him our friend.
Yes. Very
Okay,
much
so a friend of ours.
Yep.
Is helping you work on that as well.
On the concept of that, I need to link you an email you sent me.
Okay.
Well, I need to show you the email you sent me. But anyways, let's get back on track.
Okay, back on track. Any
Thank
other?
you. That was awesome. And congratulations. Sounds like you were really a valued employee. I mean, you stick with a job for 2 years and to be asked back. That's awesome. That's really good to hear. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, no problem.
So what did you want to talk about with healthcare?
Well, just the most basic things about it and my story on healthcare transition, the dietitian and pediatrician stories primarily.
Feel free to share what you want.
So with healthcare transition for those with disabilities, it's pretty much a, what is that? It's not a bell curve graph, but it's the same type of graph that they use at the stock market.
You have lost me, dude.
Red line goes down, green line goes up.
Okay, so just a basic graph.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the weird arrow bell curve style graph thing. What is it called?
I'm still trying to figure out what it is. So tell me what it is you're talking about, and I'll see if I can remember what the graph is.
Give me a second here.
No.
That they showed a stock market thing. That type of graph.
Okay, that's
just that sort of thing.
In case you can't all see our computer screen, because you can't see our computer screen. Yes, we now have if you want to know how the stock market is doing, we now have the stock market up.
Thank you, Windows 11.
So there you go. So okay, so you have a baseline.
Yes.
And then you're tracking some sort of progress.
Yes. And
Okay.
It's a lot harder for those on spectrum or with disabilities to understand that type of graph.
Okay.
And everything, because they have either really critical special needs that can't be given or can't find the right doctor for those needs, or just overall just really a big puzzle piece in their healthcare has been taken out because of healthcare transition to age 18 and everything.
Okay, I think I now have connected with you. So
have you?
Maybe. So kids without special healthcare needs, their graph is probably going to look pretty consistent.
Yep.
Of going up. They turn 18. They eventually get to a doctor if they need to. They don't have any really bad things that might happen. They're going to be relatively healthy.
They're more rolling hills of the country compared to the Mount Everest that people with disabilities have to scale.
Exactly. So they can just sort of flow into the adult healthcare world.
Yep, we do not flow.
Yes, you're correct.
We drill.
It is harder to. I don't know if you drill, but I know you don't flow. So there should be some special considerations.
Very much so.
To help teach those kiddos before they turn 18 about what that healthcare system is like, so they're ready for it.
Yep.
Do you prefer to be prepared for things, or do you really like surprises?
I like surprises when it's small, but I would rather be prepared for bigger surprises.
Yeah.
And healthcare transition was a very big surprise and it did not go well.
No, for all of my expertise that I have now, I did not have 6 years ago.
And
It did not go well.
freaking great
So
doctor,
what about the pediatrician?
good person, not really understanding transition.
So we asked his pediatrician to start to spend some alone time with him because we wanted him to understand that it's his healthcare, that this is his doctor, that this is who he goes to with his health concerns. And we were encouraging his doctor to stop talking just to us, but to talk to him.
Did not work.
So we asked his doctor to spend a little time alone with him. And the response was why?
Yep.
Why do that? And so I asked Hunter the same question and got the same answer.
Yep.
And so I decided that maybe I wanted to deal with a different professional.
And I jumped ship and joined his doctor.
At the time I had, and I still have, a wonderful primary care doctor and a primary care team.
We have a good primary care doctor and team.
So I introduced you to my doctor and you guys hit it off.
Yep.
And that became your primary care doctor.
Yep. Been with him for what, 4 years now?
I don't know. It's been a while.
3 to 4 years.
It's been a while.
Maybe
But
5 years.
what do you like about your doctor?
What don't I like about him?
I didn't ask that, but okay.
I
What
know.
don't you like about your doctor?
Nothing.
Okay. What do you like about your doctor?
Great sense of humor, breaks down everything and doesn't use long words. His signatures you can actually read his signature. Has great nurses that work alongside him. Receptionist always answers with a smile.
Don't worry, Cammie, you'll be fine.
I know, I can't tell if she was yawning or wanting to go out. Nope, she was just yawning.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. So you got a new primary care doctor.
Yes.
That's been going well. Primary care team. That's been going well.
Mhm.
But in up to that point, we really were helping you step by step
Yep.
in how to make appointments and talk to your doctor. And yeah, we had learned we had forgotten a few things along the way, such as release of information.
Yep. That was fun when I had an MRI.
Yeah. So there I am, doing my job, and he turns 18, goes in for an MRI, and they're like, well, do you guys want to see the results too? We're like, well, yeah, that'd be nice. And they're like, well, you need to sign a release of information. We're like, what? What do you mean we don't have one of those on file? So
We never had one on file.
totally spaced. And so there we are to be able to get the results. He thankfully signed a release of information so that we could join.
And I truly have a brain.
Which came as
Which
a
he
surprise.
did not
Came as- some of us, we weren't really sure what they were going to find
You.
when they did the brain scan. Just not really sure at all, but it's there.
Yeah,
and
it's
functional.
there. It's semi-functional.
Okay. No major problems though.
Define major.
Okay, good point.
Minor
they
problems,
did-
yes.
Okay, they did not find any abnormalities with your brain.
Yep.
Is that a true statement?
Yep.
Okay, good enough. But you have had other health issues.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was that lung issue for a while.
Yep.
And your eyes have issues.
My eyes still have issues.
And so it's not just your primary care doctor that you
Dislocated my
see.
knee.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the knee.
Dehydration when I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, you have to.
I
be
believe I
careful
also
with
had an ear infection like at 3 months.
that. I don't.
3 to 4, I
remember.
believe that. I think. I just remember that had to do something with the ears.
Yeah, you had some issues with your ears.
Checked myself into the psych ward
Oh, that's another whole
because of
story.
major depression
Yeah.
and suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Very nice people, by the way. I've had my blood drawn for testing at least 8
So
separate times.
you utilize healthcare for more than just your primary care doctor.
I've talked to him about a dietitian.
How'd that go?
Really well, need to find the paperwork from him.
So why did you talk to him about needing a dietitian? Because I never talked to you about needing a dietitian.
Well, I wanted to gain weight healthily and everything. I've always been underweight for my peer group and everything. Age group. I always say peer group, but it's
That's
age
fine.
group. Either one works and just go instantly to peer group. But anyway, so I talked to him and everything. There was a recommendation to go see this dietitian and everything. So day of that appointment, I was putting on my, I already had on my shoes, was putting on my coat, grabbing my car keys, wallet, the 15 to 20 bucks needed for the copay. And both my parents simply asked me, where the heck are you going?
Yeah, we were usually used to knowing his schedule.
Yeah,
And
they
so
did not know my schedule.
when he was getting ready to go out the door, we of course asked the natural question that parents ask their late teenage kids, early 20 kids, where are you going?
To see my dietitian.
The response was, you don't have a dietitian.
I do have a dietitian.
Oh, how'd you get a dietitian?
The recommendation from my primary care doctor and their team.
So we had seen this moment from not even wanting to make his own appointments,
Not even wanting to even call.
not wanting to call, gradually learning how to, teaching you how to do appointments, teaching you, checking yourself in,
Yep.
talking to the doctor, to then you have now established this relationship with your doctor
Yep.
that you're talking to him about your
Mhm.
medical concerns and what other people could be involved in helping you.
Yep.
That's a huge step of growth.
Very large step of growth.
So that's a really good job.
Yep.
Cool. And so do you still keep in touch with the dietitian? You said you needed to find the paperwork. How do you
Yep.
feel you're doing with taking care of your own health?
Definitely could be better, but I'm doing okay.
You
No
know,
major health complications.
and I think that probably is the way most of us would answer that question.
Yep.
I could always do
But then
better,
again, I'm not most
but I'm
people.
doing okay. You are not. You are highly unique.
No, I am very unique.
I love that about you. So anything else, we're gonna wrap up. So think of any closing questions. What do you want to say about transition? If there were other, let's say 17, 18-year-olds that were watching and said, oh, look, there's Hunter. He's 23. He's made it through to, he's made it through to the other side of adulthood, sort of, kind of. What would you say to them? What sort of advice would you give other people going through transition?
Take your time, ask for help, and care about your mental stability.
Pretty good 3 points there.
Yep.
Is take your time,
Mhm.
care about your health,
Yep.
care about your mental stability, and ask
Yep.
for help. Ask for
Yep.
help, care about your mental stability.
Yep. Those are the 3 major points.
Awesome. Any questions?
By the way, the dog's name is Cammy, if that is your question.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our conversation. We're going to have another one in December where
Yay.
we'll continue. We'll talk a little bit more about holiday and family. I want to talk about family interactions because Christmas is somewhat about family there.
Yep.
So we'll talk about how you got along with your sister and your grandparents, and we'll just talk a little bit more about family in December. Sound good?
Sounds perfect.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for Conversations on Showing Up for Kids. This has been our Thanksgiving edition with Hunter Markle, and appreciate you all being here. Have a great
Thank
rest of your
you.
day. Happy
It was a
Thanksgiving.
gift. Thanks,
Happy
Hunter. Thanks, Tim.
Thanksgiving.
guys.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so
Hunter.
much.
Bye-bye.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Yay. We did it.